This is a good question, but the answer is a horrible one. And that is, I don't know, it really depends, right? Even at big companies that do good messaging, do messaging well, do good. Yeah, I see. Sometimes they shouldn't talk. Sometimes they should just make games. You really want the game to speak for you. But equally, as we grow as an industry, I think there's some interest in kind of behind the scenes, but also just the humanity of it's not a game shooting out the side of the window. You want to show that there's real people behind it. But sometimes when you put people out there and they do this, they get attacked. I mean, let's be honest, right? They take the brunt of whatever change. They are super angry, and there they are. Somebody's so. I mean, so Left 4 Dead. I said it in an interview once, hey, we tried the flamethrower from the pyro and we removed it. It just didn't work out. It wasn't right. This is the original Left 4 Dead. There's some dude who stalked me. He just stalked me, and everywhere I posted, he's like, liar, liar, liar. And I'm finally like, dude, what did I lie about? Like, I think I've been pretty honest about this. I try to be honest about this. Now you're really getting to me. And he's like, oh, you said there was going to be a flamethrower in the game. And I'm like, find me the quote. Like, and I went back and I showed him the quote. Like, this is the only quote I could find about flamethrower. And I said, hey, we tried it and we didn't put it in. He's like, oh. But it's weird, right? It's weird. Like, you get really aggressive, really weird people sometimes. And so I get that reason why you don't interact sometimes. And sometimes, you just put it up and you do it in that game and everybody loves it and you didn't have to do any of this interactions. And that's cool as well. For me, I can just speak for myself. And so I think it's interesting. And I think if I was starting out, what do I know now that I wish I knew then that I'm going to still ignore and still make the same mistakes because I'm stupid, but at least give me perspective and things to think about. Often when I get good advice, I'll still be stupid. But then later when it goes bad, I'm like, oh yeah, okay. All right. And then that kind of drills into me. Like there's things I can remember from 30 years ago that just help highlight my failure. And so that's helpful. And so that's what I want to do here a little bit. And so, like yesterday I talked about the source control and the price increase, and I was bummed. That's not a happy, smiley clip, but I decided if we're going to show behind the scenes of a game studio, you should see that. You should see that when I'm not the super animated guy, and I'm just like, all of this. Because I think sometimes that helps to show that it isn't a smooth process, that it is super bumpy. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just my own ego, right? Because it's always am I doing this all because I am the prettiest game developer in the world? Maybe. I don't know. But